Hello, in this video I want to talk about being prepared and ask the question, how prepared are you for what is about to happen? Hello, my name's Elizabeth Goddard from the Divorce Sanctuary, and on this channel I talk about healing from emotional abuse and divorcing from the emotional abuser, both physically and emotionally. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you're returning, welcome back and thank you so much. And thank you so much for all my subscribers recently. It's been amazing. Thank you so much for the support. So in this video, I want to talk about how prepared you are for the divorce and what's about to happen. Understand where you are in your healing, understand what your next steps are, and understand how to get to where you want to be. Understanding the process is helpful, but understanding where you are in the journey and what to expect is crucial. The divorce process is the perfect arena for the abuser. They get more supply, not only from the process itself and from you in the way that you're going to react, but also from the people around them where they can play the victim. So, how are you feeling about this process? Are you instigating it, or are they? Do you know everything you need to know about the timescales and how it's going to work? Have you sat down and planned out how this is going to work for you? Do you have a list of negotiables and non-negotiables? So how are you feeling about the process? Be completely honest with yourself. If you can't be honest with you, who can you be? You might have a mixture of emotions. You might have relief, anger, hate, fear, love. Acknowledge them all. You might be scared. You might feel overwhelmed. You might be confused. Take some time to understand the process, what the forms are that need to be completed and what timescales you can expect. You might have handed this over to someone else, like a legal team. But you still do need to know how this is going to work. And you need to make sure that they're working for you. Are you instigating the divorce or are they? It doesn't really matter if you're issuing the paperwork or they are. There are still games to be played. If you're stuck in the trauma bond and you can't move forward, the game is played while you're there and you're in a good position to be manipulated. If you're issuing, they can play the game of not responding, costing you more money and frustration. Do you know everything you need to know about the timescales and how the process works? And even if you are using someone, have an understanding. Don't get caught in a money trap of paying someone for doing nothing or allowing this to drift along. You're not the only person that your solicitor is working for. They will have other clients and they will be charging you per 15 minutes. So don't waste your money. Make sure they're working for you. They're not allowing things to drift along. This has happened to me and it cost me thousands of pounds. Each letter issued was costing me hundreds of pounds, and this went on for a whole year. Have you sat down and planned out how this is going to work? Or know how this works? Have a plan which includes what happens after the divorce. Understand what you want from it. It's so easy to get caught up with what should happen and what the abuser wants to happen. That trauma bond, if it's still in place, will allow them to get what they want and dictate to you what is going to happen. What do you want? Has anyone actually asked you? Or were you put in a position where you just plucked a number from the air? Remember, you are not divorcing someone who is emotionally healthy. The ultimate game is for them to take control. Do you have a list of negotiables and non-negotiables? This is really important. And I'll put a link below of my free workbook. Is this money-led or asset-led? Create a list of all the things that you want from this divorce. And in your list, think about how you want to feel, what you want your life to look like, and what would be helpful. And then put everything into columns. So in column 1 is non-negotiable. This is what you're going to fight for. In the second column is the negotiables. This is what you would argue your case for. But it isn't as important as the first column. And in your third column, these are your giveaway items. Here you put the things that you know that would be important to your estranged partner, that you're not really interested in. Understand what you want and why you want it. Is it important because you're hurting and you know it's something really meaningful to them? Or is it really meaningful and important to you? You could use the Marie Kondo technique. So she's an organizer, and it's known as the Kondo Marie method. It consists of gathering all your items and belongings into one place, and one at a time you hold this item and you ask whether it brings you spark joy. And if spark joy doesn't work, then perhaps find a word or a phrase that does. What's the feeling when you write down money or an item? Where's that coming from? I remember meeting a solicitor and she said to me about a pension. And my first comment was, oh, no, I'm not interested in the pension. She replied, that's fine, but it's a bargaining tool. If you don't have a rough concept of how this process works, you can spiral into overwhelm. Remember, you are a project to them. They know how to trigger you. They did when you were married. This process isn't going to stop them. And they do it from the safety of sitting behind their legal team, who become their enablers. A loaded letter or email designed to trigger you. And then they sit back with their popcorn and they watch the fireworks. And even if they don't see your reaction, they get supply from imagining it. The good news is understanding where you are emotionally will help you understand why you're reacting. Understanding the legal process will help you stay in control and out of overwhelm. Understanding your trauma bonds will help you heal and create a plan. And understanding what you want will help with your negotiations. Understanding who they are will help you negotiate. Trust your intuition. What is it telling you? Each letter and email has the potential for information to be hidden inside it. What you don't comment on will be taken as an agreement. I hope you found this useful. If you'd like to find out more about working with me, you can go to my website. I'll put the link below. I will also put a link to my video on responding, don't react, and the link to my workbook, Turn Broken into Your Superpower, which is helping about negotiation. And the links, gosh, there's lots. And then the links to both my books, Finding Lily and the A to Z of emotional abuse, in there as well. As I said, you're not divorcing an emotionally healthy person. An emotionally healthy person would want to help you get closure and heal and move on. So I'm sending you loads and loads and loads of love.